Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for February 7th, 2026. We've got a full random kingdom Saturday, and what are the druid boons? Nothing good unless we really care about discard synergy, which I don't think we do. Okay, so trashing wise, we have asceticism and replace. Plus actions is just daimyo, and it's only going to let you play multiple terminals if you specifically daimyo merchant or wisp. But how are you getting wisps? Wait, what? Did I miss something on druid here? No? Where? Is this just a mistake? Like, okay. So none of these other cards than druid do anything with boons or wisps. I think this is just a UI mistake. Like, okay, I get, like, you have druid, so you set out the boons. But I don't think it follows that you set out the wisps in this particular case, because the rest of the boons aren't accessible. But I guess that's, like, if it's set up to say, like, you set out the boons, and then the boons come with the wisp because one of the boons generates a wisp. Like, I can see where that would happen. Anyway, okay, so yeah, daimyo merchant is the only way to play multiple different terminals in a turn, as opposed to playing a terminal multiple times. Draw-wise, so daimyo on merchant will also draw cards, and then we've also got crew and council room. Council room militia, that's a thing. And then council room and druid are also the only plus buy, so council room definitely looks like the better choice there. There's also haggler for gains. Replace isn't net gains, but it functions kind of like that for scoring. And then falconer can gain cheaper stuff, which is probably relevant for gaining enough merchants, because we're definitely going to want to have a bunch of merchants. Like, even if we never took a silver, we would want all the merchants on this board. Okay, so how to get started here? Oh, I guess also, like, what are we overall building towards? Definitely the daimyo merchant thing, playing council rooms, playing militia. We want to play with replace as well. Haggler is not good for buying daimyo, so that's an issue. Since the only cheaper card than daimyo, or cheaper cards, are copper and curse. So maybe not haggler, depending on how things go. It is a little unfortunate, though, because you'd like to be able to do, like, buy counselor and gain merchants or something. Maybe just getting them from falconer instead, or from buys. Okay. So in the opening, I see a couple of options. We could go ahead and get a silver with the thought being that, well, we're going to take merchants anyway, and we probably want one silver in the deck. We could take Star Chart, top deck our 4 costs, which would presumably be militia, or we could take Asceticism, trash an estate, and then we have a 10-card shuffle and we know we're going to see the militia, even if it's not turn 3. I think we are going to want Star Chart. Like, top decking daimyos seems pretty important here. Well, top decking a daimyo anyway. And so, if we're going to do that anyway, I think Star Chart Militia looks good. It's also pretty effective against the bot if the bot opens Star Chart whatever, because like, if they open Star Chart Militia and Top Deck Militia, then we know we're getting to attack the hand that has the Militia in it, and it's a lot less likely that they hit 5. So yeah. I think Star Chart Militia. Double asceticism. Wow. Okay. All right. So first decision point. Do we want to go straight for replace? I think so. The bot just buy a daimyo with no other actions in its deck? It did. Okay. So yeah, we could asceticism here, but I'd rather save that for like a bigger trash. We have the replace to deal with the states. I'd like to just asceticism to trash copper at some point. We could take a daimyo and top deck it and figure, well, if we, double play replace, that's fine. If we double play militia, that's fine. Like, those are both good things. If we double play neither, then we're sad. We could just take a merchant, knowing that we are going to want merchants. We also could take the silver, knowing that we're going to want the silver for the merchants. I'm kind of leaning silver, actually. Like, we're going to be replacing the estates into merchants. Getting the silver into the deck now, it gives us some chance for that to do something. Makes it a little bit less likely that our terminals collide for what that's worth, and gives us a bit more money to buy daimyos with. I think most of our buys are going to be daimyo for a while going forward. Okay, we have a copper down here, which means we should probably top deck militia and not replace. We want to collide replace with state. Yeah, perfect. I want to keep. So we have. It would cost us, just for the sake of argument, it would cost us, if we did this, we could trash 2 coppers. I just want to keep track of like how many coppers we have the option to trash. Okay, this is great. So we're gonna get to top deck the merchant. We're gonna buy a daimyo, and then we're gonna top deck a daimyo. Is that the bot's first non-daimyo card? It is. Okay, bot. Well, unfortunately, we're not getting to daimyo one of our merchants, a merchant into being able to play one of our terminals. That's what I'm trying to say. It's got to just be more daimyo for the moment, right? I mean, at some point, we're going to want to do like the council or militia thing like I was talking about, but I don't think we have enough daimyos yet. We could replace the militia, get another daimyo, and then get the militia back with replace later. And we would retain 2 coins with which to buy another daimyo. If we double play the militia, we can obviously still buy a daimyo. If we replace estate copper, then we can't. But we do get to get rid of an estate, which is pretty nice. Also, top decking merchant is pretty good, but we could do that without replacing the copper. I think... I think we do this. And if this goes well, we're going to get that. Yeah. Well. So down there we have a copper, an estate, and I believe another daimyo. Which means if we want to militia the bot this turn, we've got to replace this, like guaranteed, we've got to replace the silver. Which is annoying for sure. I think I'm gonna... No, wait, that's not true. If there is another daimyo down here and we don't play it on this merchant, we just daimyo the merchant. I'm like, what else would it be? Right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, this could be a good time to buy asceticism. Right now, if all we did was do that, we'd be trashing 3 coppers right now, 4 coppers, 5 coppers. Right, 7. Yeah. I'm a little bit worried about running out of replace fodder. That's the main hang up here. Like, I'm wondering if it's actually better. Like, we could get 2 more daimyos and then plan to just, like, replace into a couple of estates this turn and then more stuff next turn, or, like, more merchants next turn. Like, we've got the council room. We can draw cards. I mean, we could dud. Like, it's certainly a possibility, and asceticism would help with that. Being able to buy 2 daimyos is pretty good. Buy 2 daimyos and have no debt at that. Alright. Do we top deck a merchant because we have 6 daimyos in the deck? I think so. I, I, wait, what? What? Pays off 4, pays off 1? I don't understand what's going on. Oh, we didn't see the council room. We don't have a merchant down there either. But we do have another daimyo and we can top deck a merchant. So I guess that's fine. Alright, let's just do some copper to estate stuff. Now we really have too much money, but I'm going to take the last daimyo. Now we could consider adding a haggler. Right. I think... Wondering if we save this daimyo for the council room. Not sure if we need to or not. Kind of forgot about Falconer. But I guess we could look at Falconer now. Gain more merchants. Yeah, let's do it this way. Alright. We should really not need to triple play the council room. Oh, we definitely don't. Alright, how many times... We want to play the replace at least twice. Oh. We need to play... Oh, I guess I'd like to play the replace 3 times if possible. We have enough daimyos for that. So last 2 cards, or 3 cards, copper, estate, probably daimyo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Yeah, I think we just do that. I don't really want to... I just want to play the replace 4 times? And then we would have... The downside of using all the daimyos on the replace is that we don't get to play the merchants this turn, so we don't get the money from them. The upside is that we have merchants top decked. Maybe we're just never buying asceticism here. I think it's fine. There's really no... Well, no, there is an in-between. We play 1 daimyo on militia and we've top decked multiple merchants. We can draw 1... No, but then if we play that merchant, we'll draw the other merchant. Yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, there's no in-between. So right now we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'd have 3 more coins, so 10, 11, 12. If we were to play the replace 3 times. 12 isn't a particularly useful number. I think it'd be good to get a Falconer. I think it'd be good to get a Haggler, excuse me. 13 would let us also get a merchant. Falconer can also gain us replace fodder, so maybe we don't worry as much about that. The other thing we could do is replace the silver into Falconer or Haggler and then regain silver off of a state or Falconer. That's probably better, isn't it? And we do need to keep a daimyo around for not replace in that case. If I'd been thinking about that, I would have played this in a different order. I would have... Well, no, I needed the actions from the merchant. Anyway, I think if we go... So we don't go... two daimyos on replace. And we do... How do we want to do this? Do we want Haggler or do we want Falconer? I think Haggler. So like silver to Haggler, estate to silver, estate to merchant. Do we want some golds? I mean, they can be replaced into provinces. Or do we want to buy asceticism? Finally. It cost us 7 to trash all of these coppers. That's probably more than I want to spend on this. Now it would cost us 6, and we'd have 8 left. It's still probably more than I want to spend on it, though. Asceticism is just too friggin' expensive. Well, maybe if our plan is to go province gold. I should say, by the way, that all of this probably doesn't matter very much. I think we're like absolutely destroying the bot here, regardless. But I still want to play it correctly. If like I want the Falconer. I wouldn't mind another Haggler replace or something, like another merchant. If we could go province and a 5 for 13. And then the province can beget a gold and the 5 can beget a merchant. And then that is enough to trash coppers, but actually not trash coppers. And then, yeah, it's just awkward. It's just awkward. Yeah, screw it. Heck with you, asceticism. Province double 5. Province gold. Falconer merchant. Maybe one more council room. Yeah, probably. All right, now we have 5 merchants and 7 daimyos. Guess I'm gonna top deck a daimyo. Oh my god, just daimyoing Druid. That's so sad. First, the bot doesn't have any merchants. Somehow. What is even the point of this? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. Okay. Okay, so I think it's even with the second council room in the deck, I think it's worth daimyoing this first council room. And we spent 3 daimyos. I would once again like to spend a bunch of them on replace. We do need more actions for sure, though. 3 actions is not enough for Falconer, Haggler, replace Militia. So we've also got that other council room down there. That's fine. The council room was for redundancy purposes mostly. We can opt not to play that. One, two, three, four, five, six. So the other cards down there are daimyo replace. I don't think there's like a win yet. Well, talking about daimyoing the replace, but if we just daimyoed the Falconer, well, then, yeah, I don't... Looking at, like, the easiest pile out would probably be Merchant Estate, but I just don't think we have 11 gains. We only have 3 buys, so then we need 8 other gains, and I just don't think we have that. To spend too many daimyos on merchants just to get actions. Well, there is Haggler, but it all kind of comes out to the same thing. It's like no matter what we daimyo, we're getting gains, but we're not, we're only getting so many gains. So now that I put it that way, would I rather daimyo the Falconer or the replace? If we turn a bunch of coppers into estates, then next turn we can turn them into merchants, and that does move us towards a pile out. So I guess I'll say the replace. Is there anything else we want to replace? I don't know. Whatever. Could get pretty close if Haggler could gain victory cards. Like anything we buy is just increasing our odds to dud. Not that it really matters too much if we do dud. Yeah. Just go. We could just go like province merchant, council room merchant, I guess. But also asceticism, the estates. Finally buy it. And the coppers. I was talking about replacing stuff in a merchant, but it does not like it has to be estate. It could be whatever. It could be more merchants. If we buy this and do that, that is like one coin short of where I'd ideally like to be, I think. In order to get another merchant, we'd have to take a copper or something. Maybe that's fine. Because, like, what would we want to add that's more expensive along with the merchant? Like, I don't even know. I mean, I guess maybe we could also not buy the merchant and just buy the province. It's not like we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna have trouble gaining 3 estates and 3 merchants. So yeah, I'll just not add any more stuff. Okay, sure. Uh-huh. What is, like, I know, is that like playing to your out? Like, if I dud hard enough, are you somehow gonna have a turn where you can get like province and 3 estates or something? I don't know. It's all very confusing. Okay. Surely we don't actually need to daimyo the council room. Although I guess play the other council room, it kind of comes out to the same thing. But whatever. I don't know. What I want to do. What do I want to do? Can we empty the provinces? We have, if we were to replace province to province, province to province, gold to province, we'd need to buy 2 provinces. We have 7 merchants, some of which are getting multi-played. I think we can get there without the gold, yeah. So we would need to spend 2 daimyos on replace. I'm just gonna play the council room normally. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 daimyos on merchant. We're buying 2 provinces. We don't need another council room play. And I guess we can, in fact, play it now if we want to. I honestly can't tell how much money I'm going to make for these merchants. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So according to this, we have exactly double province. So it should be sufficient for the falconer to gain an estate. Just why not? We have 18 coins. What did I miss? Did I miss the 2 coins from the silver? 12 coins from merchant. I got that part right. Yeah, I must have missed the 2 coins from the silver. Well, that means we should play the council room. We can buy another estate. Oh, that. We could empty the curses. I don't want to do that. What would we even want? Another gold? I don't know. Yeah, so the bot's deck looks more this here at the end of the game. It looks more like it was like, oh, the bot, no, it's just snowball in the bot. I got most of the diamonds and the merchants, but no, the bot did not have those merchants until literally its last turn. It never played a merchant. It never drew a merchant. Like, it's all lies. Yeah, but having, obviously, the daimyo merchant thing was critical. Even with the amount of actions that had the potential to generate, is still very limited total, like, plus actions. I mean, I was spending daimyos to multiplay some of those terminals, so, like, in theory, I could have played it differently and like, just only daimyoed merchants, and then I would have had 8 actions, I guess. But, and that's not, I mean, I guess that's not that different from a board with, like, a single stack of villages if you were to get most of the villages. But it's definitely less explosive than, like, the typical daimyo situation where you often will have the ability to daimyo, like, a village, and then, like, the fact that the daimyo is, like, multiplaying a village, like, compounds a lot faster, and then whatever, like, you have, like, a million actions, and you can also use daimyo to replay the terminals, but it's anyway. But yeah, still, obviously, that was, like, critical, and the bot's approach to that was very strange, like, just going for daimyo before it had anything in its deck to daimyo. That did not make any sense to me. I'm pretty happy overall with the decision to not bother with asceticism. I think, like, the part of that I'm most confident about is the opening, where I think the star chart opening is, like, you want star chart anyway, and, like, star chart is doing most of what asceticism is doing. Like, asceticism is guaranteeing that you see your opening buy. Star chart is doing the same thing, but is also setting you up for future success. I think there are definitely boards where that wouldn't be, like, the play, but I think here it is. I could definitely see the argument that, like, getting asceticism at some point later would have been worthwhile. The problem is, I think you're like fairly gain limited for like a significant chunk of the early game, and just grabbing all the daimyos possible is very, very important and valuable. So like passing up daimyo to buy asceticism doesn't look great, and then when you have some debt, like the asceticism is also less effective, and then and then like once you have enough daimyos, you're drawing well enough that you don't really need it. Plus, there's like, I want stuff to replace anyway. I mean, granted, replacing copper isn't the greatest. And if you thin down and got, Falconer or whatever, Falconer could gain you stuff to replace. But I don't know. It just feels like this is how I feel about asceticism in general. To be honest, like it just feels awkward all the time. Like compared to like buying a mint, where it's like, okay, I have 5 coppers I want to trash. I'm going to buy a mint, and then I'll trash my 5 coppers. Great. Okay. Asceticism, it's like, I have 5 coppers I want to trash. I need to pay 7 coins. And then, like, in order to get to that point, like, compared with mint, I don't know why I'm picking mint in particular, but compared with mint, it's like, oh, well, I want to, like, or, it's not, you don't necessarily need to do as much work to get to, like, the 5 copper hand as the 5 copper hand that also has 2 other coins that you can buy the asceticism, blah, blah, blah. And so you're more likely by the time you've gotten there to be, I think, more leaning in the direction of like, well, I've got all this money, like, let me take, a good card. I've already done something with other stuff, whatever. I do think like the asceticism trashing estate, whatever, in the opening, like that can always be powerful, but I don't know. I just consistently find it to be an awkward card. Which is not to say that it wouldn't be correct to buy it here. Like, you could definitely make the case that, in a closer game, like having the reliability, not having the risk of dudding off of all those coppers would have been better. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.